People at this time need to connect to what really matters in their life. People at this time need to really connect to what they truly, really care about. And I'll tell you why. It's because we didn't have time before. Right? Unless your boss took you to that leadership retreat, and a lot of bosses are reluctant to do that, we really didn't have time to go figure out what we truly care about. We have that time now. And I know for many of you, you're stuck at home and you've got kids at home. There's still that time where you can say, okay, you know what? I'm in a different environment. I'm with my kids more. Let me stop. Is this what I want? For many of you, like, no. But for many of you, it's like, yeah, actually, I want that time with my kids. I'm actually finding a lot of value. Well, now is the time to say, you know what? My kids really matter. Or my spouse or my partner really matters. Or for a lot of you who are using this time, you can't really go anywhere. You're going outside. You're seeing, trees in your neighborhood that you didn't even know was there before. And maybe for you, nature really matters. In being around nature and walking in nature and having that time to just breathe, that really matters. So those are the things that we're really focusing on here at the Simon Leadership Alliance, is to connect people with what truly matters so they can, stop, take a look, get present to what's going on, and then look forward to a way of leading where they're more in integrity with the things that really matter with them. I mean, the biggest crime would be that we go back and it's exactly the same. My personal story is right when COVID-19 hit, I was running ragged. I was working 24/7 literally. It probably was, I think, from December through March, I did not take one day off. And when COVID-19 hit, it was kind of coincidental, my thyroid started going on overdrive. It's called hyperthyroidism. And I was basically on the couch, in bed, completely exhausted, had no idea what was going on. It was pretty much my body telling me, you better take care of yourself. Or this is not going to really, this show ain't going to go on anymore. So for me, it really was that, I need to take much more care of my body. I need to find ways to integrate, rest and relaxation, and for me as well as find those processes and those activities that are most effective and get rid of the rest that don't provide as much value to my clients, that don't have me as being as much in integrity with what I really believe in. I'll also share what has occurred because of this leadership retreat that we're on. We're leading a 2-track, 1-year leadership program. And usually in leadership development programs, what you have is the senior leaders are going on one track, and you have the junior leaders going on a separate track. What's happened because of this situation is we've been able to provide programming to both the senior track and the junior track, and they've been able to partake of this programming together. You can't do that when you're trying to put 50 people's schedules together. It just isn't going to happen. But because of the situation that we're in and because of our commitment to making those shifts and changes, we're bringing people together, 50, maybe more, on a call so that they can actually interact together and have those experiences. Some of the things that we've done at the Simon Leadership Alliance really over the last 6 weeks has been to create 1-minute videos on what does it mean to go on a leadership retreat, and this is the leadership retreat. So we've done 1-minute videos and sent those out to our clients and put it on Instagram. Another real cool invention we came up with was we actually took a course for one of our major clients, and instead of doing a whole day seminar, we took the course, we actually put it on their cell phones. Or their smartphones. So now they can actually access content just like I'm sharing with you. And we've kind of cut up the content so it's quick. It's 6-minute videos, 2-minute introductions. And then we've also taken a white paper and written a summary. So if you're on the go, you can catch it. If you are the type of person that reads something, you can catch it. But what we've done with the programming now, which makes it so powerful, is because we're forced into these time limitations, when we get to people finally being face-to-face, we're not teaching anything. What we're doing is we are connecting, we're asking people where they are, and we're also asking them to look at what's happening, what are your people looking for, and how can we use this material? And you know what? The leadership material is so much more important now than ever, because people are whether they're being provoked to or not, they are really in the question of, who am I? What's going on? What's important to me now? Because we're at the core. We're in our houses or our apartments. We are either alone or we're with family, and that's it. And we need to start looking. For those who are at home now, managing priorities, they need to get better at that. Taking control of their day, they need to get better at that, right? We've been actually doing courses on how to take control of your day. We're looking at things that really matter to you, things that you really care about. We're looking at ways for you to manage your energy over the day. We're looking at ways to communicate. We're looking at ways to make promises. We actually did a whole course. So I was working with a client who I've been working with over time, and they said, could you just put something together for us that really encapsulate what it means to keep a promise with this much time and attention and focus on really what I really want to contribute? I've been able to take my true insights and throw them into these videos, offer them to my clients for free, and have them make some major moves. I also do think, from a coaching standpoint, that coaching has become much more real. And what I mean by real is people are suffering, people are scared, people are nervous, people are working on the resilience, and we're finding ways for people to go really, really deep in the coaching and find who they've been, look at it and say, that's not working, and then make demands on themselves, commitments on themselves to show up in a different way. In fact, what's interesting is we coached someone last week. We did the little video, we spoke to his boss, and his boss basically said, I don't know what you did to this guy, but I don't even recognize him anymore. And that was because we've had the space to go deep, to look at problems as something to really tackle and say, yes, I'm going to do this, or something that someone else needs to take care of. When we get back, we've all been experiencing how to kind of MacGyver, how to solve problems, how to improvise. My hope is that when we get back, we become much more resilient to face all the difficulties that are going to be coming ahead of us. Beliefs. Leadership development really has to do with a mindset, right? Your mindset about what is possible, what you can do, how you bring value to yourself, to your environment, to the people that you work with, the people that you love. The beliefs about how confident you are, how courageous you are, how much people need you. Those are just the tip of the iceberg in the opportunity to come back to the workplace with an understanding of I am wanted, I am loved, I've got the skill set, I can really, really contribute. And to have that as we move forward, because we have proven to ourselves that we can do so much more than we thought we probably could do before this pandemic. One of the keys to success is making promises and keeping your promises. We call it accountability. You have been, to a certain degree, accountable to your own promises to yourself. Maybe you had a lot of promises and goals and objectives for yourself, or maybe you didn't. If you did, you maybe kept those promises, maybe you did not. We really have the opportunity, as we start to go back, to talk to ourselves and say, how accountable do I want to be? What do I want to be known for? What levels of trust do I want to build that others have in me? And how diligent do I want to be to keeping my promises? Because we know that our personal identities are always tied up to the promises that we make. And when we go back, how big are the promises we are we going to make? and how much effort and how much diligence will we be putting into them such that we follow through on our promises. Before this pandemic, for those of us with families at home, we were busy. We were really, really busy. And I think for many of us, myself included, we ignored those that were closest to us. We have now had the opportunity to really get close to our family. I'm very fortunate. My kids are in 4 different time zones. During the pandemic, they're all in one time zone, and they're right here in San Diego. Let's not take this opportunity and waste it and go just kind of reboot and go where we were before. But this leadership opportunity is for you to dig deep and ask yourself, what kind of connection and commitment do I want to have with the people that I love the most? In fact, this is the opportunity to ask yourself, what type of relationship do I want to have with the people back at work? Right? We've seen their bedrooms. We've seen their messy hair. We've seen many people without makeup. We've seen myself wearing really, ugly clothes. This hair. So, we've seen people at their worst. When we get back, my hope is that all of us will take the opportunity to come back more connected, more intimate, more involved in each other's worlds. Uncertainty. Most of us hate uncertainty. Most of us hate the unknown. Well, guess what? Whoop! The unknown just came and beat us, across the head. As we look at how we've dealt with the unknown, right, and for everyone, we do not know what the next day brings. One of the greatest leadership attributes you can take moving forward is actually looking at the unknown as kind of like the first step. So as you take on hopefully bigger and larger projects, which I hope you will, right? That's also one thing you're looking at is, let's go back there and take on bigger projects that can actually challenge me and my team to really prove what I am and what I can contribute. As we go forward, to going back to the workplace, is let's take uncertainty and let's be happy and excited to have uncertainty in our lives. Let's take it as our first step forward, and let's take it as an ability to have some incredibly creative moments that we probably wouldn't have had before because we had been dealing with a lot of certainty, right? 2019, 2020, they were really good certain years.